What if I told you that there is no perfect diet? I finally came to this realization when I nearly passed out taking my students to the bus recently. That's when I knew that something had to change. It was a very scary moment, and I knew that something was off in my body. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through my 10-year journey inside diet culture and how I realized that immersing myself in it was actually doing more harm than good physically, mentally, and spiritually. See, when I was 20 years old, that's when I really started to take my health seriously. And if you haven't watched my full health and wellness journey video, I've linked it here. After dealing with migraines, constant fatigue, and nonstop stomach issues practically every single day, I knew I had to make a change. So I started by cutting out gluten and dairy, and honestly, I felt better almost immediately. But here's the twist. Cutting out those foods was just the beginning of me slowly losing my food sanity. I then began my quest to figure out what really worked for my body, but instead, unfortunately, I spiraled further and further into restriction. I went down a hole of wanting to be perfect with what I ate. I was pescatarian for a while after my college roommate introduced me to it. And since I was already trying to improve my health, I was just thinking, okay, why not? But then as I kept researching, I found all of this information about veganism, and I wanted to try that as well. And of course, I was letting people know what I was doing, and through research and the people I interacted with, I was exposed to so many films. And through watching these films and through continuous exposure to what I was seeing on social media, I was certain that I was on the right path and that anybody who told me otherwise was wrong. Once I went vegan, I stumbled on the alkaline vegan diet inspired by Dr. Sebi, and I had to avoid certain plant foods like celery, which was claimed to be too acidic for the body. I printed out the alkaline food list and followed it to the T. And if I ever deviated from that list, I was consumed with guilt. And then I discovered raw veganism, and I was convinced this is it. This has to be the perfect diet. Did I experience some benefits? Of course I did, for a temporary time. But I failed to admit that year after year, from my early 20s and into my mid and late 20s, I was restricting myself more and more without realizing what it was doing to my body and my mind. I developed a very unhealthy mindset, and I feel like I was developing a sense of pride, thinking that what I ate was better than everyone else. I became afraid to eat more and more foods on my quest to find the perfect diet for myself, which, for lack of better words, was in a way disordered eating. And my relationship with food just got worse and worse and worse as the years went by. One person said I couldn't eat this, and then the next day the other person said I could. And I just felt like I was a complete mess and I was all over the place. And the more I restricted, the more I binged. And when I say binge, I mean I was eating 2 to 3 slices of pizza at the end of a workday after going the entire day eating raw. I knew I was falling into unhealthy eating patterns, and that's when everything clicked for me. I was relying on my mind and on what other people said to determine what I should eat in the process. I completely lost trust in my body. And honestly, when I nearly fainted that moment at work, it confirmed it. My body was suffering. What we have to realize is that God made our bodies uniquely, and what works for someone else may not work for you, and that's okay. And we also have to remember that God's way of eating is simple, not overcomplicated, and should bring peace and not confusion. Here is when the real turning point happened. It happened on a weekend. I wanted something really healthy for a family barbecue. So I was so hungry already when I went straight to the plant-based burger section, and I picked up the box, read the ingredient list, and it was crazy. There were so many additives that I knew were not good for my body. And then right then I had an epiphany. I went to the beef section, grabbed a 100% grass-fed burger, which was one ingredient, and after I ate it, I felt so much better. Now, I don't eat grass-fed beef burgers often, maybe once or twice a year, but that moment changed everything for me. That day, I finally gave up all the rules, all the restrictions, and all the pressure to follow someone else's perfect plan. I let go and finally surrendered control. And when I finally stopped dieting, I finally started to feel normal around food. I stopped obsessing. I stopped overthinking. I stopped trying to perfect every meal. I no longer feel anxious when eating out, and I no longer carry food in my purse everywhere I go. Yes, it was that bad. I used to bring avocados and fruit to restaurants because I didn't think anything on the menu was healthy enough. And honestly, I used to despise socializing at any events that involved food and sometimes avoided it, but now I don't. Those days are gone. I'm finally learning how to eat intuitively, and I'm going into 2026 with no dieting, no rules, and no restricting. My relationship with food is so much better. Here's the truth nobody talks about. You have to learn what works for your body and follow that. We are wonderfully made by God, and no two bodies are the same. There is no perfect diet. And to this day, y'all, I'm still learning what my body can and cannot tolerate. Sometimes you have to block out all the noise and really tune into how you're feeling inside your body, no matter what anyone else says. If you're feeling good and satisfied, that's amazing. If you're not, something has to change. So I hope that this video has helped you, and remember to live in abundance and not restriction.